Good afternoon, everybody, and a big welcome to Google Digital Garage this afternoon. Absolute pleasure to be here with you today. I think it's Thursday. Yes, it is indeed Thursday. So I hope you've had a good week so far and everything's been quite productive at your end. And certainly know it has been this end. So, welcome to Get Started with Digital Advertising. My name is Glenn, and I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. I'm an experienced digital skills coach and trainer, and I've got a big background in consultancy and management and really helping businesses kind of identify ways to grow, keep up with trends. So I'm hoping to add a bit of value to this session for you this afternoon. Digital advertising is a fantastic way for you to grow and establish perhaps an online presence for you and for your business. So we're going to be covering quite a lot, as we can see, across topics such as search advertising, display advertising, and social advertising too. Now, I am joined today by my colleague who is in the chats, in the YouTube chat for you there. I've just had a message through that the captions aren't coming through. So just bear with me for 2 seconds and I'm going to get those going again just to make sure that they're all working. Okay, hopefully now that is going to be back on your screen. If you do need to access captions today, then please access those on your YouTube screen and they should be active for you right about now. That's good. Yes, there we go. Okay, they are active and live. Thank you so much for the check there. An important factor there for some of our viewers. So, okay, everyone. Yes, I was about to say Google Digital Garage is a team effort. So I'm also joined in the chat, in the YouTube chat, by my colleague Rashane. So please do say hello. Rashane's an experienced digital garage coach herself. She's going to be in the chat to interact with you, to say hello. So do pop in, say hello. I can see a few of you have. I can see Twana Yegin, hello. I can see MTS Omnitech Sols. Good afternoon to you. And Riaz, if you're still there as well, good afternoon to you as well. We've got Ella Beretta. Hello to you as well. Fantastic. Thank you for joining this afternoon. As you can see, this is a live stream. So please do get stuck into the chat. It's really nice to interact. I can't see you, but it's really nice to be able to get a feel for what's going on with you for the topic that we're involved in. So let me and Rashane know what's going on, interact and ask some questions as well. There are a couple of pauses for questions throughout the session. It's a busy session, that's for sure. So Rashane's going to answer most of those for you, but she may be able to pass some of those over for me and I can give you another shout out at those points as well. This stream will also remain live for the next 24 hours on the link that you came in on. So if you do need to revisit any of these sections that we're going to be looking at, then please do come back and do that. Pen and paper is going to be good as well for some notes during this session. So if you're having any difficulty viewing the webinar or hearing me, refresh your browser. That seems to fix most things in the digital world. Close it down, start it up again, and everything should be hopefully working okay. If you can't see the chat, and you do want to get involved, sign into your YouTube account. And if you don't have one, you can sign up for one of those very, very quickly as well. Minimal information in a few clicks and you'll be in with that all important history function, which I absolutely love in the library area of YouTube, which helps you to revisit things that you might have got interrupted while you were watching as well. So lots of great functionality in YouTube. It's one of my favorites. So check it out and sign up if you don't have an account already. Now we are running this webinar this afternoon, this live stream, as part of a much broader offering of courses and training. It's probably where you signed up for this one on g.co/digital garage. That's the Google Digital Garage site. So go back on there, have a look at the training we've got available to you. We've got courses, we've got these webinar sessions on a schedule. We've also got some face-to-face sessions as well. So you can come and meet us in person if you wish. That would be fantastic to see you. So have a look through, sign up to as many of those as you like. And as I say, hopefully we'll see you perhaps face-to-face at some point. It's really nice to be doing some virtual training, but also getting back out there and actually being with an audience as well now. All right, so that's the housekeeping done. I think it's time for us to move into the session this afternoon. So just remind you, Rashane is in the chat. Say hello, get involved. Little blue spanner by the side of her name, that's our moderator. She is going to be of help to you this afternoon, so make use of her expertise. So for this afternoon, for the next kind of 55 minutes or so, we're going to be covering the following topics. We're going to be looking at search advertising. So we want to be there when customers are searching for businesses like ours or yours. Display advertising, increasing our visibility across relevant websites, getting ourselves out there, those billboards of the internet. That's going to be good to run through as well. Hello, Alice. You're watching from Bristol. Good afternoon. Tuane from Turkey. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in from Turkey. And then, sorry, back to the slides there. The third area we're going to be looking about is social advertising. So we're going to engage with our customers and potential customers on social networks. Let us know in the chat, actually, what platforms you're on. Let us know what ones you're utilizing already. That would be useful to know what your favorites are. If you're on 1, 2, 10, let us know. That'd be really, really good. MTS, watching from the UK. Hi, MTS. OmniTexels, good afternoon to you. All right, so that's our agenda for this afternoon. Just one thing to remind you, if you are based in the UK, we've got some one-to-one mentoring that's available from Google. It's an extra arm to the training that I've just highlighted to you in terms of the webinars and the face-to-face. You can go online, g.co/UK mentoring, sign up for a mentoring session, get an hour with a digital expert. You can sign up for more than one session as well. So it's a really valuable service. There might be something, for example, that comes up in this session this afternoon that you want to talk about more. You want to find out a little bit more specifically for you, some of the considerations and challenges you've got with your business or setting up a business. Go on to the mentoring, sign up, choose an expert. You'll get linked up. You'll get a date and a time, again, which is all part of the form that you fill in, and you'll be matched up, and then you'll get that session. So a really great and valuable exercise for you to undertake for anything digital. Digital experts in so many topics. I'm part of that program. It is fantastic, and we've had some really good outcomes. All right, so let's get now on to digital advertising, and let's start with search advertising as mentioned. So search advertising, again, pop into chat for me. How many of you are actually doing some search advertising already? Is it your key reason perhaps for being here this afternoon, just to learn a little bit more about it, or to just get a kind of a kickstart? Let us know where you are with search advertising. Now, it's advertising, as it says on the screen there, like it's advertising on Google or Bing, for example, and other places. Now, you might have questions. Why do I want to advertise? Well, the internet is a really big place, and again, with the targeting options, which we're going to look at, available to you on search advertising, you can really target your ideal customers, your ideal audience, which is exactly what you want to do. Successful campaigns are all about targeting. But let's get back to the beginning, and let's have a look at a search engine results page. So you can see demo of one of those on the screen, and we've got a search term, which is also your keywords, takeaway pizza, which you can see in the search bar, the search query. Then underneath that in yellow, with the yellow box around, you can see an ad, a search ad. So that's for Domino's Pizza. You will always notice an ad by the fact in the little green box you've got the word ad. Legally, that will show for every ad, because you are paying for the privilege of the position that you're in. It's really important, because getting onto that first results page is key. It's like the holy grail for a lot of people when you're looking and talking about organic listings. So you can see the organic listings there in the green box underneath. People work really hard on their search engine optimization in order to get their listings onto the top page of Google. And again, you might wonder why should we go to all this effort? Well, if you think about your own search habits, how many pages do you actually look through before you make a decision on a website and you click through? For me, it's probably 1, 2, or 3, maybe. And depending on what I'm looking for and what I'm hoping to achieve from my search, then maybe I might go up to 10 pages. And even that sounds quite a lot, doesn't it? Bearing in mind, some results bring up millions of pages. So on that basis, working your way to the top of the results or paying to get there via an advert could be a very advantageous thing for you to do. So organic listings are where you have a website and a domain, and you are essentially optimizing your website and building your way up those rankings. Okay, so let's have a look at an example now to help us understand how digital advertising can help you as a business. We have chosen, as often seems to be the case, a great food business, which is Pauli's Pizzeria. It's an Italian restaurant situated in Edgbaston in Birmingham, which is kind of in the Midlands of the UK. So Paulie has some goals, and it's really important to establish some goals. So he wants to increase sales, and he wants to know how digital advertising can actually help him to do that. So his goal: I want to increase sales. I want more people through the door. I want to engage with more people and let more people know about my business. Okay, so we're going to do a process for search engine marketing, or SEM, as it is sometimes referred to. Now, we want to understand our customers as step one. That is key. That's not in step one for any arbitrary reason. Your customers are what make everything else happen. They are the key to the kingdom. So the more, the better you can understand your customers, their habits, their user journey, everything to do with keeping your customers and audience happy, probably the better you're going to fare. Step two, we're going to be looking at keywords. We saw on the previous page that takeaway pizza was a keyword entered into a search query. So finding keywords, they're like magnets, which you're going to be putting keywords into the back end of your website or your website builder that are going to be matching you to the queries that users put into search engines. Then we're going to create our ad copy. That is creating good adverts. We need to understand what our target customer wants. That's important. Then we're going to put it all together and we're going to enter it through into Google Ads. So it might sound a bit intimidating, all bunched up there, but you'll see the process and you'll see it's a nice systematic step-by-step process we're going to run through. So let's have a look then at understanding our customers. So who is our audience? For Paulie's Pizzeria, the example that we're going to be sticking with for this session is a demonstration. So apply the principles of what we're doing to your own business, to your own online exploits, whatever it is you're here for, to look at search advertising and display advertising and social advertising for. So for Paulie's Pizzeria, then existing customers, people that are already using him and his services, are students. Students love pizza. Busy professionals, so maybe people who don't have a great deal of time to cook, and just generally pizza lovers. I have fallen into all of those categories at some point, and I do like pizza as well. So I could be a good target demographic for Paulie. Now, we want to know where our business customers are actually going to be coming from. Pizzeria, there might be a fair amount of competition around. So primarily our audience base is probably going to be quite local. So we need to bear that in mind when we're doing our targeting as well, local customers. And we need to find out what it is within the greater confines of pizza, what it is they like, what they like about our products, or what it is that they actually want as well, so that we can give our audience, give our customers what it is they're looking for. So here again is that broken down. So Paulie's Pizzeria, we need to understand our customers. So we had those students, those busy professionals, and those pizza lovers for their own reasons. Now, based on the fact that the business is in Edgbaston, then they could well be in Edgbaston, and probably are. There's probably more than one pizza establishment, pizzeria in Edgbaston. Selly Oak is an accompanying area, so it might be on the border of a couple of areas that people might be willing to travel from. You've got to think about how far and how long will people travel for to come to me. And then there's B15, which is a postcode. So again, that could be really, really applicable. All people searching for pizza in a B15 postcode could be great for Paulie. So what's important to them? So it could be a variety of toppings so that you can get lots and lots of different types of pizza. Fast delivery could be important for those busy professionals, people that don't have much time for cooking or for eating perhaps, and needs to do everything on the go, and authentic ingredients for those pizza lovers, those connoisseurs of that type of food. Okay, so now we've got some of that into place, we need to think about our keyword plan. What's going to happen with our keyword plan? What is a keyword plan, for example? So let's go back to basics again. What's a keyword? In that example, on the right-hand side, what's a keyword are the keywords. So anything essentially that you type into a search engine, into a search query bar there, is going to be the keywords that are being used. So let's take it into that type of thought process. So for Paulie's Pizzeria, we saw takeaway pizza. We could have takeaway pizza Edgbaston, takeaway pizza B15 if you just moved into the area, you're not sure what you're doing. So think about the ways that people use words in order to search, and also think about how you use words and combinations of words in order to find the things that you're looking for online. Essentially, Paulie and everyone else needs to be the solution to their customers' challenges. Every kind of query that's put into a search engine is a challenge, really, of some kind. We want an answer, we want to do some research, we want to find out something. So what you want to do is be the solution to that challenge. So keywords can come in single words. Keywords, if you move into multiple words, sort of 4, 5, 6 words onwards, perhaps even more sentence driven, those are called long tail keywords. So you've got short keywords and long tails. So as an example, let's have a look at how many combinations we can make. Now, for me, the point of this is that we do need to build up a fairly large keyword list. A couple here and there won't do. The more keywords that you have that are matching the terms that are going to be entered into the search engine by your customers, the better chance you have of being matched to them and being served to them as a search result. So therefore, even out of, if you use the keywords there of pizza, fast food and takeaway, the B18, which is the locality, the Edgbaston and Birmingham, you can see how when you combine all of those phrases together, that you've got pizza B18, pizza Edgbaston, pizza Birmingham, fast food B18, fast food Edgbaston, fast food Birmingham, and on. So now you need to believe the importance, I think, of a large keyword list. Some businesses have hundreds, some have thousands. And again, that's all because the more you have that are relevant to the search terms being entered into a search engine, the more chance you have of being up in those results. So that's an important point to note. So you can see that you can build up a decent list fairly quickly there. There are many more options that you could have. You could have the sources, you could have the names of the pizzas, you could have keywords like meat feasts and whatever it is that, for cheese, whatever it is. Lots and lots of those combinations are going to suddenly give you a great keyword list. Now, let's give you something to do. I'm doing a lot of talking here, obviously. So let's give you something to do. We're going to match the keywords with the business, just so that you can get a bit of practice in if this is an exercise that's kind of new to you. So we've got a mobile hairdresser in blue. We've got a phone repair shop in red, a cupcake shop in yellow, and an online fancy dress shop in green. And then underneath that, you've got some combinations of keywords. Now, study those keywords as well. This is a great screen to take a note of, take a screenshot of, take a picture of, however you want to do it, because it does give you a good insight into how people think and what they do and how they deal with their online queries. So you got, for example, the mobile hairdresser in Birmingham. Let's have a quick look through those. Let's do a couple of these. So we've got barber, Birmingham. So mobile hairdressers, people might also just use the word barber for that. Hairdresser reviews. Now, how many of us, this is key too, look at reviews before we go anywhere? I mean, I do. I certainly know that I will not now really shop anywhere without looking at their online reviews first, because I need to know I'm going to get a good experience. And really important to that, just as a quick aside, is respond to all of your positive and negative reviews if you are working on those as a business, because we understand every now and again that things go wrong. That's just kind of life. But what we want to know is how things are dealt with when they do go wrong. So respond to your negative reviews and help your customer get through to the solution that they want. There's nothing worse than seeing 10 brilliant reviews where the business says, thanks very much, thanks very much, thanks very much, glad you had a good time. And then for the negative review, they just, we'll just ignore that one, because that doesn't give me confidence in them as a trader. So this can be a good point when you're thinking about building trust and credibility. Answer all your reviews. Okay, so let's get back to the example. I hope you've had a good few moments just to look at some of those examples there and start to match them up. Mobile salon. So again, hairdressers could be seen, a mobile hairdresser could also be seen as a mobile salon. People refer to things in different ways. Another thing I want to highlight there is BHAM. BHAM is an abbreviation of Birmingham. So rather than people typing in Birmingham, they're just typing in BHAM. Does your locality have an abbreviation or other ways that it's referred to? Keywords, keywords, keywords. Okay, let's have a look at the answers now. And I'm sure that you got them all right. So here we go. Barber Birmingham, hairdresser reviews Birmingham, mobile salon B21. So we didn't really look at the phone repair shop. So city centre, again, that's important. Perhaps people are going into town on the bus or on the train. Are you in the city centre? Where can I fix my iPhone screen? So that is an important thing. Do we need to also isolate particular types of mobile device that are perhaps really, really popular in the market? Do we want phone repair in Birmingham? Cupcake shop, best cupcakes in Birmingham, best. That's a really, really well used keyword now. Best, again, come up in prominence since about 2015. People are looking for same day cakes or for delivery service. If you offer that, same days become keywords. And then the online fancy dress shop, a cupcake costume. That's the one there to catch you out. So a cupcake costume would go to the online fancy dress shop because it's a costume rather than it being a cake. And also this helps you understand negative keywords because the cupcake shop in Birmingham could have cupcake costume as a negative keyword to ensure that people that are after costumes don't click on their adverts and then don't cost them any money on the cost per click basis. So yeah, that's a little insight there too. So I hope you understand now and have seen the potential of having lots of keywords and how you need to understand your customers and how they work and how they think. Again, think about how you do this. If you can be objective about your online journey and the online journey that you want to provide to your customers, you're going to have an easier time, as objective as you can in terms of what is going to work for your customers, what they're looking for, and what their challenges actually are. So step 3 is going to be creating engaging search adverts. Now, the internet is definitely full of adverts. So we want people to click. We want to be able to stand out a little bit. We want to make sure the keyword there, pardon the pun, is going to be engaging. So we have the keywords. We've done our keyword list. We thought of all of those variations that we were talking about earlier on. And now we are going to build an advert. So you can see a mock-up of an advert there for Paulie's Pizzeria. It's a pizza takeaway in Edgbaston, and it has a fast 15-minute delivery. So appealing to all those people that need convenience and quick delivery. 15-minute delivery is pretty ambitious, in my opinion, especially with the offer that they're giving there too. Pizza to you in 15 minutes, or we'll give you a free pizza. Order now. Order now is a call to action. Always have a call to action in your advertising, something to click on, something for people to do. Your customers want to know what the next step is. So remember that telling them what to do in these circumstances is a good thing. So that's a good mock-up of an ad, and you can see the description boxes that's entered into. They all have maximum character counts, which will change and show you where you are with those character counts as you're typing in your advert. So you can really, do a bit of pre-planning, do this on pen and paper or on a document beforehand, and then transfer it over. So it's very difficult to go wrong. Okay, so we want to match the ad headline. We've been looking at those ad headlines now. People who value convenience, they're going to want that 15-minute delivery. They're going to want that scheduled delivery perhaps as well, so they know exactly when the food's coming. Brilliant. So this is an exercise for you again. Again, pop it into the chat if you want to get involved. What ones would you match up with people who value variety so that's in the yellow box. Which of the attributes below would you have as a headline for people who value variety? And then also think about, in the green box, the people who value an authentic experience. Which of those ad headlines would you use for them? This is how to create an ad. Again, do this for your business, for what you do. What's going to appeal? What are the benefits going to be for your customer who wants certain things? So here's the answers to that. People who value variety, 17 different toppings. Excellent. That's going to give you a good amount of variety. And people who value an authentic experience, live Italian music, bit of ambiance in the establishment, clearly a sit-down place as well there, and authentic Neapolitan pizza. So those authentic ingredients that we spoke about earlier on too. So back to variety, a different deal every day. Deals. People like to feel that they're getting something for nothing or something for cheaper or getting really good value. So a different deal or different offer, whatever percentage off a particular perhaps combination of toppings or a particular type of pizza or a particular serving that you have is going to really, really, really help you. Yes, thank you, Tuana. Exactly. Thank you. 17 different toppings. Exactly right. So we're getting the hang of it. This is how you need to think. Just transfer the logic over to the business that you're trying to promote. Look at the benefits. Talk to people as well, because everyone's a potential audience. And if you know people that are interested in a service or a product like yours, ask them what it is they're after. Do a poll. Ask them the question. Get that social interaction going as well. So when we put it all together, then we go on to Google Ads. Shane will share you a link for Google Ads in the chat so you can have a look. You can play around with Google Ads. You can have a look at all of the settings. You can get into the keyword planner, which is brilliant, without actually setting up or giving your credit card details at this point or having an active campaign. So it's good to have a look around. Use the guides. There is so much information on Google Ads online from the official Google Ads site. Read up and see how that works, how you feel, and look at the process. But also, if you want to see other people do it, then why not have a look on YouTube? Everything's on YouTube, isn't it? So have a look on YouTube and see how other people set up their ads, maybe even for businesses like yours. People love to share their knowledge and their information. So for the purposes of this, though, we are going to start a new campaign and we're going to click on a search campaign. Fantastic. There are many different types of campaigns that are available on Google Ads, but search campaign is a specific one. You can see in the example on the right that we've got a search campaign and we've got a display campaign showing. That's two of a number of different types of campaigns that you can use. Then we're going to do our targeting. So we've seen that for local businesses, targeting is absolutely key. You might be able to look, it says there at the top on the left-hand example, all countries and territories. You could go worldwide if your business can accommodate that. It could be just in the UK, or it can be specific. So you can target postcodes, you can target particular areas, regions. This is one of the benefits you get of actually paying for this type of service, getting you onto that first page, but also being really specific for the particular type of people and the particular types of queries that you are wanting to click that are going to potentially buy from you or convert in whatever way your business needs a conversion. So we can target people in the area, we can target people who show interest in some of the locations. Then we add that keyword list, step 5. So all those keywords we put together, we are going to put them into our keyword list, the thing that we are going to be recognized for that's going to help match us to those search queries. And then we're going to create our advert. Again, you can see a mock-up, a preview of that as it's being built. Brilliant. So we've got pizza takeaway in Edgbaston. We've got that pizza to you in 15 minutes, order now. And you can see again that it's all nicely entered into individual fields. So you can plan as you go. And again, it's very, very difficult to make any errors on that. And you can preview it on a mobile or on a desktop. That's an important point too. Mobile. Most people, lots of people, so many people are now searching for these products on their mobile device. Why? Because that mobile device is in our pocket. It's convenient. We can look at it on the bus, on the train. We can look at it while we're walking down the road. We can reference information really, really quickly as long as we've got some type of internet connection, 3G, 4G, 5G, wherever it may be. So a lot of people are doing these queries on the go. So everything you do needs to look good on a mobile device because it's probably going to be the way that you are going to be found. Okay, so there we go. There's some benefits. There's what search advertising can do for you. That's how it can work. That's some of the key points to put together an effective ad. So we're going to take that first quick pause for questions now. I can see that Shane's been doing a fantastic job in the chat. I can't see any questions that haven't been dealt with at the moment. I'm going to take a very quick sip of my drink. Excuse me. And we'll push on them. We do have a couple more pause for questions. So if anything comes up in the meantime, then pop them into chat for us. Absolutely fine. Okay, now the second part of the session today is on display advertising. So again, please do pop into chat if any of you have had any experience of display advertising, those billboards of the internet, as they're most commonly referred to. Very, very established and very effective when done well way to get people to notice you. Display advertising is very much focused on awareness, getting people to know you. So you can imagine from a display advertising perspective that you need to stand out and you need to provide a good image or a good video for that display advertising. The display advertising really allows your adverts to be seen by a very broad audience potentially. So that can be important again, maybe if you're just in the startup stage. Now, lots of people will see your ad, but only a few. But conversion rates are very, very low across the board anyway. Anything above 3, 4, 5%, and you're doing really, really well anyway. So they're a great way to build awareness and get people to click through, perhaps straight through to your website or to a landing page that is going to be relevant to the advert that you've built. So what are display adverts? Hopefully the demonstration on the screen will be familiar. We've probably all seen display adverts. I'd be surprised if we hadn't, but we've probably all seen display adverts at some point, predominantly probably image banners. There are lots of them. There is a thing called banner blindness. That's why we need to stand out, because our brains have become so accustomed to being bombarded by this type of advertising that in some ways it just says, no, I've had enough of that now, and doesn't look unless it's something that really catches the eye. So you can advertise in this way with text adverts, with image adverts, video adverts, and adverts across mobile websites. So image adverts essentially can be more effective in getting people to click because we seem to love the visual element. Look at how we do learn now. It's often by video. A lot of the online course providers, including Google Digital Garage, are running videos that you watch, you listen, you've got a transcript through as well. And people tend to really enjoy learning that way. So again, bear that in mind for anything that you are creating. Text adverts are absolutely fine, but maybe it might be good sometimes to do a combination of text adverts, audio adverts, and maybe visual adverts as well, to try and capture as much of your target audience as is possible. So display advertising is different from search advertising. That's what we covered in the previous section of this webinar this afternoon. Let's find out how. So search advertising is going to be matching those user queries, those keywords that we saw from search engines like Google or Bing or Yahoo. Most relevant when the primary objective is to generate sales. So again, when you're looking at what do I want to achieve, if it's sales, then maybe search engine advertising is the way to go. But if you're looking at display advertising, you are going to be serving adverts across different websites that you will be choosing, such as news, websites, blogs, local websites, fine. Now, as you can see, again, if your goal is to drive brand awareness or to drive traffic through, to really start to get people getting to know you, to recognize you, because your advertising is going to be consistent. You might be building a brand. Again, that we do have other modules in Google Digital Garage in relation to building your brand. Build your personal brand online is one, and also writing for social media is an excellent one to accompany this module too. So sign up for those on the g.co/digital garage, and that will be good accompanying information to help you when you're thinking about creating campaigns. So you can see the difference between the two different channels. These are both channels. Search advertising and display advertising are two different channels. Different channels can provide different outcomes and different results. So choose what you feel is going to be appropriate for you and, of course, for your audience. So with display advertising, we don't really know at this point what the user is interested in, because we're serving adverts in other associated places where we think pizza lovers might well be. They could be shown a banner ad for Paulie's Pizzeria on the food section of a local newspaper, for example. So you can see how capturing your audience and knowing where they go online and perhaps some of the interests that they have can really help you to define where do I want to put my advert. Now, search adverts will be limited to search engines like Google, Again, you have to look at the networks that you're building your adverts into, which we will cover briefly in a moment. So a process for display advertising, again, step one is understand your customers. As we said before, your customers are what make everything happen. So that's why they're always going to be step one. Step two, though, slightly different from search engine advertising. Let's find some placement ideas where we're going to put our ads. Then we're going to create the ad, and then we're going to put it all together and put it back into Google Ads as we saw previously. So again, we remember for this process, for search advertising, we're still going for, as our target audience, those students, those busy professionals, and those pizza lovers. So they are our core identified target audience. So now where are they? What are they doing online? So they could well be, because we established that students there are going to be key potential customers. So maybe student websites, great place. Student on the website, there's your advert. Okay, that's what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Local food directories as well. So there's lots of local food directories in and around Edgbaston and Birmingham. I know this for a fact. So why not think about serving up your ads in a local food directory? People are already looking for food. They're halfway there. They're possibly a bit hungry. Up you pop as an advert saying, come to me with your great ad, your great visuals, and of course your call to action and maybe a deal as well. And then food blogs. So again, people might well be looking, how do I do this? How do I make this? Food blogs are going to be a great place also for customers, just like Paulie's. That's another place they're going to be. So again, transfer the logic over to your type of business or product. Where else are your customers going to be to either find out more about something to do with your industry, or what else do they do? You know, everyone's got more than one interest apart from the thing that they're coming to you for. So try to build up a thing called a persona. Really, really important to do. A good persona will help you to write to and appeal to your particular preferred audience. Now, you can find placement ideas, you can understand popularity of sites where you can put your adverts, you enter your relevant keywords in, and it will start to come up with suggestions for you. So that's pretty handy, including potentially how many hits a week or a month that these establishments are getting. So again, to suit hopefully the click-throughs that you're looking for. Then we want to create that engaging creative. And what have we got immediately? We've got a really good photo. So don't underplay the importance of visuals and good photos. Make sure that they're crisp, that they're clear, and that they look at that. Great food, good coloring of food there as well. It really stands out. A very, very clear advert, pizza in Edgbaston. Buy one pizza, get the second one free. So we've got our offer there. Again, that's an appealing to a lot of people. And you've got a click-through button to take people through to order. So that's a really nicely put together advert. So when we put all of that together, then we want to, let's reflect. So we have actually built a picture of our customers, that persona, where they are hanging out online so that we can place our ads in the appropriate places. Then we are going to put together a good mouth-watering, in this case, advert for them. So we go into Google Ads. This time we're going to be clicking on the display ad. That's our display campaign. Then we're going to run through the targeting settings. And as it says there, again, be specific. Remembering local business, limited radius for people to travel because there's probably a lot of competition around. So make sure that you're targeting appropriately. We're going to find some decent placements for our ads to go on. Then we're going to create our advert. So you can see in the middle there, we've got our Edgbaston Pizza, ad group 1. Ad group is an important reference point when you're building ads. You've got your ad assets, which are the pictures that you can see in the mock-up. And the headline there is Pizza in Edgbaston. So on step 6, you can see we're going to review and we are going to publish. So buy one pizza, get one free. We've got a good image there. We've also got a happy customer eating some pizza. That's really, really important as well. People love smiling faces. People clearly love other people enjoying themselves. That's an important thing. You don't want a glum face on your advertising. You want it to be as colourful as you can. Look, she's having a great time enjoying pizza. It's 4:10 in the UK here now, and that is actually making me a little bit hungry by seeing her eat a nice slice of pizza. So you can see, that's advertising in action right away. So you want to make sure that whatever your business, your products, your services actually are, that if you're advertising them in this way, that you're providing photos which really demonstrate the benefits and the power of your business. So, take your time about the photos and the videos that you put together to do that, because they are going to be decisive in so many ways for so many people. All right, so that's display advertising. Again, a really effective way to advertise. Spend a bit of time, plan it, get your assets together, good photos, think about good headlines. Again, like with search advertising, think about good deals and good offers that you can provide to entice your customers in. That's going to be important. All right, so we are actually going to just pop back there to the second pause for questions. I can't actually see that there are any questions at the moment. No, that's fine, but I can see that you're keeping Roshane busy in the chat. So that's fantastic. That's what she's there for. And I'm just going to hold on for 1 second. No, I can see that she's dealing with all of the questions. Thank you, Roshane. Really, really appreciate it. But again, we've got one more pause for questions coming up before the end of the session. So please do feel free to pop that into the chat at any point. Okay, so the third topic on our agenda for this module this afternoon, for this live session, is social paid advertising. So come on, pop it into chat for me again. Is anybody in the process of already doing social paid advertising? Why would, answer this question for me, and why would your business want to advertise on social media? What benefits can you potentially see? If you've already advertised on social media and you've had some success stories or otherwise, let us know in chat. And again, I'll be very, very happy just to have a look at those and read out any good replies. So pop it into chat for me. So let's go back to the beginning. So what is social advertising? You're paying to advertise on social networks like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So I did actually ask the question before about what platforms people use. I can't see that anyone's responded so far. So if you are using social media already, which platform do you on? Are you on any that are already on the screen there? The Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Snapchat, or the LinkedIn? Let us know. It'd be useful to know kind of the spread of popularity of these channels. So yeah, please do pop that into chat for me. Now, why should we use social advertising is an important question. We want to drive broad awareness of our business, and we want to create adverts, and we want to set up, again, we have to have business goals for everything we do because we're spending money. So therefore we want to get our target audience to do the things that we want them to do. Now we might also perhaps want to drive people through to our page for a special promotion. We also might want to alert people to offers, anything really that is going to be another, if you're thinking about social media, what's that thing that we do with our device? We hold it in our hands and we use our thumbs to scroll. Think about the fact that you probably do that if you're on social media yourself. So you need to be able, what stops you in your tracks and makes you think, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to click on that. I want to learn more. Because that logic you can apply across to your customers as well when they're looking at websites or social media profiles like yours. Okay, I can't see anything coming in on those, but no, that's absolutely fine at the moment. For chat, in case anybody does add anything in terms of any social platforms they're already using. So why should we use social advertising? I'll give you a really, really good reason. Because social media platforms are now so big and so extensive that realistically organic reach, and again, look this up in a search engine, organic reach is pretty low. In fact, it's not even maybe 1% now. What that means is that when you are posting organically, you're just posting on an account that you've built. If you're not paying to promote that and to boost it or to reach specific targeted audiences, hardly anyone is going to see that post. So you could be spending a lot of time, and it will take you a lot of time to potentially build up a network that way. That's why I would always advise, or at least suggest, a blended approach where you are paying for social advertising at particularly key times of the year, perhaps, or whenever is key for your business, when you know that you are getting most traffic or people are most interested in products or services like yours. Consider the payment option, because you're going to get far more awareness for people that are going to be clicking on you at that particular point than if you do it and try to build it up organically through your existing network. That is really, really important. Now, again, I would look up organic reach on social media and do some research into that yourself. So the main differences, and I think I've just highlighted one of the key ones there. What are the main differences between organic and paid social media? So on organic, which is you've just set up an account and you're posting for free, then views, actions, or clicks from posts are free, but very limited about who's going to see them. Content will appear on your business profile and in people's news feeds, but again, not as many as perhaps a lot of people think. And as it says there, you will only reach your followers and the friends of those followers. So with paid social media, you pay for views, actions, or clicks from posts or adverts. That's important, because you're going to be targeting your ideal audience. So hopefully the people that are clicking through, the ones that are going to cost you that cost per click or that 1,000 views. Sometimes you can have a payment plan where for every 1,000 people that see your advert as a potential to click on, you get charged for that. There are different things. Again, look into that to see what you feel most suits you and your business. Then one of the things that you can definitely be assured of is that your adverts can appear in more places, that you will be found, again, with good targeting, with good persona research that we spoke about previously, that you will be found by the people that are looking for your products and services. Because the key and the drum roll, you can reach anyone. Again, remember those settings that we saw before, where you could go to the whole of the world, the UK, or particular areas. Again, you get the choice on paid social media to really target, so that only people in particular areas, if you know locations are key to you, will be seeing that advert in the first place. What you don't want is a lot of casual browsers who are just casually clicking through, because those clicks can cost you money. So that's where the targeting option is utterly vital to think about and to get as right as you can. It's difficult to get social media advertising right the first time, as with anything, I suppose, in terms of getting something completely nailed down the first time. You need to set campaigns for periods of time. You need to review your progress, what works well, what your customers liked, what your customers didn't like, what your customers clicked on, what they didn't click on, and then improve your next campaign as a result of the analysis of that last campaign. That's always a good way to look at how this can work for you. So a couple of examples, we'll run through these fairly quickly, but one of the things about the paid social media adverts is you get more options for things that people can do. There's a more call to action opportunities. There are better information. You can get more information in. You're given the opportunity to have more information in. So it can make that advert, your post, the thing that's cost you some time and effort to do, to stand out. And that's what you want to do. Again, remembering attention spans are short and that we're scrolling through primarily probably with our thumbs very, very quickly, and we might be getting distracted. The thing that we want is an advert that stands out. Another key thing here that's really, really important in terms of the difference between the organic post and the paid post is that shop now that you can see on the right-hand side in the middle underneath the trainer. The reason for that, if you look at the process here, if I wanted those trainers on the left-hand side, then I would have to say, oh, they're nice. Okay, I'm going to have to come out of the social media profile. I'm going to have to launch a browser. I'm then going to have to go onto the Adidas original website. I'm then going to have to search through and find those trainers. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes that can be, if it's a massive organization or a massive shop that you're looking through, that can take a bit of time, and that can include a lot of clicks. One of the things that your audience don't really want is a lot of clicks, trust me. On that user experience departments know this all too well. So again, for you, for your website or for your profiles, make sure that you can get people to the thing that you're trying to sell them or promote to them or get them to engage with in as few clicks as possible. That's why the advert on the right-hand side is so effective, because if I say, I really like those trainers on the right-hand side, I've got to click, I can click on shop now. That's going to take me to a landing page with those exact trainers on one click. So there's an instant and I think major advantage to paid advertising. It gets you where you want to go a lot quicker. And that can be a really important part of your customers' buying decision process. I'm sure it's an important part of your buying decision process. So why wouldn't it be for your customers as well? So this is where you might have a new product in, something that you want to sell a lot of, some old stock actually that you really want to clear. Maybe a paid advert, getting people to that place, highlighting that product as quickly as possible is and can be the way to go. So bear that in mind. Again, just another example here. It gives you more options. It gives you the ability to use more explanatory text, better promotion, and more areas to click through on. It's more appealing. Paid social media, again, you're paying for the privilege, so you get more options. It really kind of does boil down to more options. You need to pay for them now. The social media companies understand that they're so popular that they can afford to take that stance because of the reach, the potential amount of people that are on their platforms. So that's an important thing to note at all times. So where are we going to advertise? Now, platforms, it's a tricky one. As long as you know the platforms that your customers are on, then you're on to a winner, because then you can focus on those platforms. Not everyone's going to be on 9 or 10. There might only be 1, 2, or 3. Don't be on all 9 or 10 for the sake of it. Only go on the ones where you know your customers and your audience are. It saves you a lot of time and effort in terms of the amount of posts you have to create, the amount of tones of voice you have to emulate, because each platform speaks differently. So make sure that you don't spread yourself too thinly. So we want to choose an objective for our social media advertising and an audience that will come as being a part of that objective. We're going to create our ad creative and set our budget. So a slightly different process to the search advertising that we were looking at previously. Now, if we want to find where our audience is, all the big platforms have excellent insights or analytics functions. So make sure that you're looking at those, because they give you so much free information about how to set up your next campaign. From the example on the screen, we can see that there's a potential audience size of 16 million there. Sounds quite appealing. We can also understand, you can see that the main demographic and age range there is between people between the ages of 35 and 44. So then we can start to target our text and our copy and our images to that 35 to 44 age range. Then that's quickly followed by the 25 to 34s. So maybe different campaigns for different age groups. We can then really start to understand our audience. We're looking at in the green there as well. We can see that in the age range 25 to 34, there are more men being signified as being customers than of women. But when you go to the 35 to 44, it seems to be being overtaken by more women. So again, you're starting to really craft an understanding of who you're writing to and what you're writing about and how you can make sure that you're targeting that audience again. So use your insights functions. Alongside that, this is really key and often overlooked, is look at the competition, your industry peers in the area. What are they doing? You know, so many businesses now on social media. Have a look around and see what they're doing. What are they doing well? When you look at their adverts, would you think, oh, that's really good, I need to emulate that for me? Or are you thinking, blimey, I wouldn't do it that way at all? So you can really learn and refine your approach by looking at what your competitors are doing well, do more of that, and then do less of what you think they're not doing well at all. That can really help your process, especially if you're unsure where to start. Look at some competitors. Nice competitor there for Paulie's Pizzeria. They've got their reviews up. They've got 4.2. which is a pretty good average. They've got their address up, so it's easy to get to. They've got a call now button, so they're easily contactable to make that order, and you can like their page as well. So that's really, really nice. Some nice elements for Pizza Rapido, and things again that Paulie might want to try and emulate in his own way, in his own style, for his own website or his own social media presence. So we need to understand, as I mentioned, that we don't need to be on all the platforms. Use the ones that are working well. Hopefully that makes good logical sense. So we can see here that the best platforms that are working for this particular business are YouTube, Facebook, and Quora. Fine. So we don't really need to think about potentially Reddit or Twitter because they're so far down the list. But YouTube is the best place here for pushing traffic through for this particular business. So focus your efforts on YouTube because you're going to do more of what's working already. That can save you so much time. As a bit of guidance, so we've got a blue box, a yellow box, and a red box. If you are targeting, then if you think about all of the information that you put into social media platforms, that's all the information that marketers can get out. Nothing comes for free these days, does it? So you become almost the commodity on the platform, which is why you can probably sign up for free. So therefore, for Facebook, we're going to find your location, your gender and age, the interests that you have, and life events, and they can be used as targeting information. Twitter, location, gender and age, keywords and following, because on Twitter you tend to follow other users. And LinkedIn, if you're doing your business to business, which is an important part. Facebook and Twitter are probably more business to customer, but LinkedIn is very much angled towards business to business. You can, because of the information you put into LinkedIn, you can include, you might be looking for someone with a particular job title for your product, or skills or skill sets, so you can hone in by industry or their talent. Brilliant way for you to target people, particularly who might be looking for products and services just like yours. So use the targeting options to your advantage because they can be extremely, extremely effective when done well. So take a bit of time. If you set up well, you plan well, you're going to save a lot of time later down the line wondering where things didn't work. Review at all times, measure, analyze, make sure that anything that's going to cost you any money whatsoever, you're looking at and improving and honing your approach to as you go. It's so, so important. So let's have a quick match the statement to the social network. So I want females who live in Coventry. They like jewelry and have a birthday coming up. So again, thinking about those targeting options we were just talking about in the blue, what platform is that likely to be out of? And let's go back into this. So it's going to be out of Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. So in the blue example, what do you think that's going to be? That is actually going to be Facebook, because again, that's the type of information, that's the type of tone Facebook has. Now in the middle, we've got, I want to target people who live in Leeds and are following my competitors. So remember that we mentioned that Twitter is a good platform to follow people on. So that middle example is going to be targeting for Twitter. And then on the right-hand side, I want to target financial directors. So that's a job title, who work in IT. So that's an industry based in the UK. So that's going to be your LinkedIn. So you can see how each platform can fulfill different objectives for you, and they have different purposes. So choose your platforms wisely. It will save you a lot of time in the long run. All right, so we're going to come up to our final pause for questions. I've got a couple of minutes. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, so MTS, how important are hashtags on social media in terms of getting organic reach? Again, hashtags are actually excellent tools. Organic reach, again, is still going to be pretty limited, but at least with hashtags, when you're thinking about platforms like Instagram, like LinkedIn, like Twitter, they are going to get you into a feed of conversation based on that hashtag. Twitter is a really fast moving platform, for example. So again, you're still dealing with people's attention spans at that place, but hashtags can be very, very effective. I use hashtags quite a lot on LinkedIn to link me in with relevant. Always keep your hashtags. I suppose the actual answer, MTS, is going to be relevancy. Use 1, use 5, whatever you want, but realistically make sure that they're relevant to the post and to the topic that you're discussing, and that they're going to be appealing to the person that might also be looking at a particular thread on a particular hashtag. So they can be reasonably effective, but again, they don't replace the paid option, unfortunately, because that's how it goes now. Again, you have the choice of having a public profile or a private profile on a lot of platforms too, and that can also affect the effectiveness of your hashtags. Setting up the ads or advertising the organic market first, which one is better as a startup? Amna, thank you, Amna. I think getting the organic market, starting your organic presence is key, and then maybe doing an established paid presence once you've got like a core website or you've got a core profile up and running. Both can be done in tandem pretty much, though. I don't think that one's more important than the other, as long as you're getting an online presence that's going to be conducive and that's going to attract your customers. Do both at the same time if you possibly can, but I don't think there's particularly much preference one over the other, because they will complement each other anyway, because you always need somewhere to send your customer through to. All right, so we come to the end of the session. What are your next steps? Have a look around. Remember, you can go into Google Ads without actually needing to take up a paid campaign. So you can look around, you can use the keyword planner, you can get an idea of some of that keyword, the ideas that you want to do, their popularity and how that works. So play around with the tool. It's fantastic. It really, really is. Also attends those webinars that I was talking about as well. So come through to things such as writing for social media, digital advertising, which you're on now. Again, rewatch this for the next 24 hours. Digital marketing strategy is another one you can sign up. And also a course on digital, Google Digital Garage is the fundamentals of digital marketing. That's on g.co/digital garage. That will give you a certification when you've passed it as well. So a really great way to up your learning. Remember the mentoring, sign up for those too, g.co/UK mentoring. Get involved. It's a really, really great service. Talk about any of the issues and any of the challenges that we've discussed today, and you can talk about it on a more personal basis with a mentor. So that leaves me to say thank you. We're just a minute over time, so I'm just conscious of that now. Please fill in our feedback form. That's goo.gle/digital garage feedback. Again, Roshane, has put that link into the chat for you, so please use that. Helps us improve our offerings to you ongoing. And I hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend, and hope to see you again soon on another Google Digital Garage live webinar. Have a good one and see you soon. Bye-bye.